Hi everyone, and welcome to Maverick Gill, and welcome to my new but not completely ready studio, which hopefully in a couple of weeks will be looking a bit better all than this. And welcome also to my review of the Disney Dream cruise, and also I'm going to pose the question as to whether Disney is actually worth the extra money or not. We tend to pay for a family cruise for the four of us, that's two adults, two young teenagers, about £3,000 to £3,500 for a 2-week cruise. And on the Disney cruise, we paid more like £5,500. So it was quite a bit extra, about 80% extra. So was it worth it? Well, let's have a look. I'm going to take you around the ship. We're going to review the food, the service, the kids clubs, have a good look at that. And at the end of the video, I'll let you know my final thoughts as to whether I think a Disney cruise is actually worth that extra money or not. So let's have a look, and let's start with embarkation at Southampton, shall we? Morning everyone, I'm Maverick Gill, and it is cruise time. We are just getting ready to check out of the Premier Inn and head down to Southampton Port in a taxi to City Port Terminal today to get on to the Disney Dream.
So embarkation on the Disney cruise, in this case from Southampton, was a tale really of two different stories. One outside the terminal where it was absolute carnage. People arrived outside of their windows. They're quite strict on the travel window that they give you. We were queuing in all different directions, weren't quite sure we were going in the right direction. There was a lack of communication. The weather wasn't great, which compounded it as well. It was really windy, but then once we got inside, it was a very different story. So we got our tags to get on the ships, like a wristband, to go through security, and we checked in pretty smoothly, and they moved us through there really quickly. So whilst it was really difficult outside, once we got inside, the Disney embarkation was really good. And of course, it wasn't long before we were being waved onto the ship and getting into the atrium area, ready to begin our adventure. The warm welcome from this lady was just the beginning of the fun we had on day one. But once we got on the ship, we were in for a massive surprise, something very different to what we'd ever seen on any cruise before, which made us feel really welcome. Didn't expect this. I hadn't watched any videos before I actually went on the cruise, so it was fantastic.
I'm excited. Oh, look. Hello.
Okay, how can I introduce you, lovely people? Gillis. That's it.
Disney Dream, please welcome all the Gillespie family! Please welcome all the Nicky family! Disney Dream, please welcome all the
We're off to muster. We've no idea where we are. People running around. We've been through lots of corridors. Here we go. There's a lot of corridors on this ship. They've left me. Hello. Hiya. Oh, it's my man. It's my man.
Attention please, a mandatory emergency drill for all guests will take place today.
Hello. Yeah, we love muster. Later.
While you are not required to wear your life jacket,
The entertainment on a Disney cruise ship is non-stop crazy. From the sail away you can see here, such fun, gets you in the spirit for your cruise, to regular musicians and entertainers all around the ship. We had some great fun in the atrium watching some of the bands play, many of them playing Disney tunes as you'd expect, and of course special events too, such as the Royal Gathering. Now this is an event, if you want the opportunity to meet all of the princesses in one go, they'll all line up for you. You get a couple of minutes time with each of them, chance to sign autographs, get some special pictures taken. This is the one for you, but try and pre-book it before you get on the cruise, because it sells out very quickly. So as soon as you're able to, make sure you book that. We had a great fun time, as you can see from my daughter here meeting Belle.
I'm going to see Mickey. I'm in the line for Mickey. Who's that behind me?
It's Minnie.
Hello.
Hello. See Mickey.
Yeah, we're only going shopping. Of course, you go shopping, you find a mouse.
One of my favourite parts of a Disney holiday is getting to meet their characters, and when you're on a Disney cruise, particularly a long cruise such as this, there are characters all over the ship every day. Opportunities to meet them in the morning, in the afternoon and in the evenings. As you can see, you get to spend a good few minutes with them, having a little bit of fun. You get some fantastic pictures. There's photographers there to take pictures for you, but they'll also take your phone or your camera off you to take some pictures with that too, if you wish. But they're out every day. I met Stitch, Goofy, loads of characters, Mickey and Minnie of course. It was great. And then of course there is the Walt Disney Theatre, where we saw, amongst other things, the legendary animator Don Ducky Williams, who did a bit of artwork for us, and he actually gave away I think 100 pictures which he did there and then, and he signed off some of these character pieces of artwork that he did, so that was really popular. And of course lots of West End Broadway quality shows as well. I've brought Mrs. G for a bit of Disney culture. We're seeing Don Ducky Williams, legendary illustrator. Yeah, particularly known for his Donald Duck work. And I'm pretty excited about this.
And I'm hoping there's a raffle. We've got 2 tickets.
Mrs. G's come for the raffle.
Yeah.
We're getting ready for the Golden Mickeys, the first headline theatre show. Hey, are we excited?
Yeah.
I'm excited.
Popcorn ready. Refillable bucket.
Oh, on this cruise there was never any trouble getting a seat in the theatre, but if you wanted to get a prime seat, so to speak, then probably get there about half an hour before, and we found that was sufficient, and the shows were fantastic.
Well, we've just come out of the Golden Mickey's Theatre show. What do you think?
Absolutely brilliant. One of my favourites.
I thought it was fantastic. All the characters in there. We had Mickey, we had Goofy, we had princesses,
villains.
Toy Story. That is, I think, it's one of the best Disney shows I've ever seen. Worth coming on the cruise just for that. Absolutely loved it.
Without question.
I want to see it again.
I want to see it again too.
I want to see it again. And Felix was in the show.
The entertainment just kept coming, to be honest, from winners of America's Got Talent to deck shows like the colour show with the characters involved happening on the top deck, as well as the entertainment in the atrium. It was literally non-stop. And of course there was the legendary pirate show, and you need to be ready for this because everybody dresses up for the pirate show. So make sure you get your pirate outfit ready for when you get on the ship. It is a fantastic night, not to be missed, and legendary in the history of Disney cruising.
I'm getting ready for Pirates Night. Check this out, guys. Look at that. Hang on. Get the hat on. What do you reckon? Looking the part? You'll see the finished article shortly. Let's go find Jack Sparrow. Ahoy, me hearties. Ha ha. Felix is getting in the spirit of things. Look at that. He's got his hat on. Yeah. Looking good, Felix. Nice one. Check out Captain Jemima. How's Captain Jemima doing? Good. Oh, yeah, she's getting ready. Yeah. Looking good, looking good. I think we're getting there, guys. We are going to rock this party.
Hey, me hotties. Okay, the outfit is ready for tonight. What do you think?
Check that out. Okay, let's have a look how Mrs. G is getting on, shall we?
Hey,
It is possibly the most ridiculous thing we've ever done, you know.
The Pirates Night was so much fun, and I'm so glad that we made the effort to dress up. People were in the most fantastic costumes. They really did make the effort, and it was a really great fun night, both in dining and around the ship, and also up top deck when we had the party, and of course the magical fireworks as well. I have never heard of fireworks at sea, but Disney do it in style, and we were really fortunate that we actually got 2 nights with fireworks at sea and a party on deck. So it was completely crazy, and we absolutely loved it. So again, yeah, the entertainment just absolutely non-stop on a Disney cruise. You will find it hard not to have a good time.
I do rollerblade. They wish to begin your shipwreck.
It may be a fine knot.
I'll be the judge of that.
All right.
I'll need you to take a closer look.
And if all that isn't enough for you, well, there are so many other things to do. Up top, we have Goofy's Golf, which is a fantastic, fun mini golf course on one of the upper decks. And also up there, you've got 2 table tennis tables, table football as well. So some fantastic games to keep you entertained, and also a sports court where you can play a little bit of soccer or a bit of basketball as well, which was also quite popular on sea days. And one of my favourites, Goofy's Sports Simulator.
Here we go. This one's for James. Straight in the corner, Felix. Cup final.
We even had a boat building competition where you build your boat throughout the week to enter a competition. There's the Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique. You can take your little ones to be dressed up like a princess. And of course, the big screen showing Disney movies all day and night.
Well, it's a bit of a mixed day on deck here. Getting ready for Pirates Night. It's about 2:30 in the afternoon, somewhere in the Atlantic, on our way to the Azores, and I'm watching Toy Story 2 on the big screen. Check this out. I love this film. The guys have gone down to meet some of the characters downstairs, which you can do every day on a Disney cruise, which is just fantastic. The queues aren't that big, and it's quite a relaxed atmosphere as well. It's a little bit blustery up here today, a bit bumpy. You can see the pool here has been closed off for safety, because there are quite a few bumps in the ocean today. Not quite as bad as the Bay of Biscay, I have to say.
There are three main pools on the Disney Dream, and if you're an Olympic swimmer, then this is probably not the ship for you. But Nemo's Reef is a really cool splash area for younger children. There is an adult pool, which is a relatively small pool for chilling in, and then there's two main pools where the big screen is, but they are very, very full on hot days, particularly sea days, and generally people are in there watching the movies on the big screen. There isn't that much room to swim. That said, one of them in particular is absolutely fantastic for young children. It's got a really good depth, and there's a lifeguard on all of the pools, which is fantastic, because obviously you don't get that on a lot of cruise ships, but on the Disney ship you do. They're constantly checking the safety and the quality of the water. In fact, they make you get out, I think, every hour, but certainly regular intervals, so that they can check that, and they are constantly keeping an eye on everybody as well. So that really is a big bonus. What can I say about the food options on the Disney Dream? They are so vast that I actually did a separate vlog on it. There are three main dining restaurants which you rotate through of an evening, and you keep the same waiting team in each restaurant, and the same table in each restaurant as well. We were completely spoilt by our waiting team, Nicola and Raina, and we loved the royal table and the Frozen themed experience that we had in there. I personally loved the Enchanted Garden. It was just so beautiful and nice and relaxed, and the Animator's Palette was a big favourite with the family as well, and particularly for children. They do a couple of different fantastic shows in there where the walls of the restaurant literally come alive, and you can draw your own animations as well, which will feature in a film that evening whilst you are sat there. The food itself I found absolutely fantastic. They will do anything to help you. The desserts in particular were great. It was just so well staged. You could also order Mickey bars, as many as you want, to your table for your dessert if that was your preference. It was a really good main dining experience, and of course we were on the Disney Dream for 2 weeks of the transatlantic crossing, so we got to spend about 4 nights in each of these restaurants. I don't normally go that much to the main dining, but I did absolutely love it. So we did go every night, and it was worth investing that time. And I had such a great relationship with the staff here. They even applauded me in to the Enchanted Garden on my last night. But of course, if you're not a fan of main dining, then you will love the Flow 8 Cars themed grill area, where they have your pizzas, your burgers, your hot dogs, tacos. They've got French fries, and sandwiches as well. Absolutely love this as kind of a fast food area. Really good quality as well, and the service was excellent. You did have to queue for the tacos though, because it was quite new and incredibly popular. But if the main dining and the grill area is still not enough for you, then of course you've got, as every cruise ship does, the buffet area, and the buffet on the Disney Dream was equally good as everything else. The food options were vast. There was so much you had to eat in here, from your usual kind of pizzas to carveries of the day. There was a lot of seafood as well. It was a pleasant place to sit in. It's nicely themed, quite a nautical theme here. And there was a beautiful area just outside at the back of the ship, a terraced area where you can sit outside. And we had breakfast there a couple of times as well. We didn't eat ourselves in the buffet very much because we enjoyed the main dining so much. But when we did, we found it more than satisfactory. And our kids did eat here quite a lot because they did the main dining, the grill, and of course the buffet as well. And also in this area are the additional dining options of Remy and Palo, and also the Meridian Lounge where you can go for a drink upstairs as well. Now you have to pay for both of these options. They're not cheap, and they do get booked up well in advance, so that it is possible to book when you're on the ship, but if you can pre-book before you go on, I definitely recommend that. It was completely fully booked all the time we were on the ship. And whilst we didn't eat there ourselves, people I spoke to who did, without exception, loved the meals they had in both Palio and Remy. They were super popular options as additional dining. I should also just mention that there is Vista's Cafe down in the atrium area where you get coffee and other drinks, hot drinks, and in the evening they do olives and cheese, which is all included as well. And of course, it wouldn't be the same without the ice cream, which is the Monsters Inc. themed soft whip included ice cream, where generally they had chocolate, vanilla, and I think strawberry. And next door to this, another additional dining, which was the sweets and desserts shop cafe called Vanellope's, which was absolutely themed beautifully. And some of the sweets, as you can see, and the ice cream desserts in there were truly magnificent. And don't forget the Mickey bars. I also enjoyed most days the Senses Spa and Salon. I used the gym here in particular every day. It's a really nice kind of medium-sized gym. It's a lovely spa area as well, and it has outside an adults only area and adult pool too, if you just want a nice quiet area of the ship. There's actually quite a lot of adult only areas, so if that's what you wanted, that was there for you too. So in our veranda cabin we had 2 adults and 2 young teenagers, and we did find that there was plenty of room generally. We had a separate kind of toilet sink area. That was a separate room to the bath actually. We had a bath and a shower. We've never had a bath at all on a cruise ship before. This was a first for us. Wasn't that big, great for kids. Mrs. G did manage to get in there as well, but it was nice having that separate bathroom sink to the toilet area, which was a first. The storage was okay, not fantastic. Had a safe that you'd expect within the wardrobe there. We did manage, we got by. We put our empty suitcases under the bed, which helped. So there was enough storage without it, but I wouldn't say it was fantastic, but it was okay. Double bed was great. The kids area near the balcony, it was really well done because it didn't block the balcony when the beds were out, so we could still get out. We had one bed that came down from the roof. There was a good little fridge as well. We did find it quite strange that we had the Martinelli party with us. We still to this day do not know who the Martinelli party are, so if anybody does, perhaps let me know in the comments. There was quite a few sockets, desk area, and then we had this lovely balcony or veranda as it was called, in this case with our view over Southampton here before we left, and I sat out there quite a lot, so that was really useful to have. So overall, it was a really good cabin. Really enjoyed it. Oh my goodness, there was something to do at the kids clubs all day long, and they even had sessions where adults could go in to spend some time there as well. And of course, we had to take advantage of that. We particularly checked out the Oceaneer Club, which was for up to kind of ages up to about, I think the maximum was 12, age 12 in there. And it was fantastic. It had a Star Wars theme with a Millennium Falcon set up. It had R2-D2 there. There was Pixie Hollow you could go in to as well. There was a kind of digital football or soccer pitch in the middle of the club too. And then on top of all of that, there was Andy's room as well, which had all the characters from Toy Story in. Some of the younger children absolutely loved this, and then some of the older children too, as you will see on the video. It was great. Something to do all day there. Kids clubs kind of themed like you've never seen before, with all the Disney magic, as you can see here. And Mrs. G and I certainly enjoyed spending a bit of time in there as well.
So cool. Good morning from Fort Lauderdale on what is disembarkation day on the Disney cruise that we've been on now for 2 weeks over the Atlantic. And in the background I've got the Sun Princess. I'll turn you around in a minute because we've got the Disney Cruise Line terminal here. So it's a little bit sad today that we're getting off the ship because we've had an amazing cruise on the Disney Dream, and their staff here have been absolutely incredible.
So that was my initial thoughts on disembarkation, but I've been back a few weeks now, so had a chance just to think about everything and take a look at it all. And here's what I think about the kind of main areas of the cruise for me. The embarkation, as you saw, was not great outside the terminal at Southampton. I'm not totally sure if that was port staff or Disney staff. I think maybe port staff. It didn't go that well, lack of communication more than anything. But once we got inside the terminal, actually it was really, really good, and I can't complain about that at all. The food, for me, I'm going to give the food a 9 out of 10. It was outstanding. I've never used main dining so much ever. I hardly used the buffet, but when I did, that was very good too. Vanellope's, the dessert place, the Vista Cafe, all these little food options. And I'm told, even though we didn't dine in the additional dining, Remy and Palio, that they were absolutely superb by the people that I asked on the ship. So all in all, I'll give it a 9 out of 10. Food was great. Some of the best we've had at sea in the last 15 years that we've been cruising. In terms of entertainment, as you've seen, there's a lot of entertainment on the ship. There were characters everywhere, and this really added to the fun and pleasure of the cruise, and actually made when we got to Orlando a little bit more relaxed because we'd met so many characters on the ship. That was great. They were out all day, every day, morning, evening, afternoon. You could visit the characters in quite a relaxed manner, and you got to spend a fair bit of time with them as well, and they just wandered around the ship and sat with you sometimes, so that was really good. The main shows were just amazing. I mean, the Beauty and the Beast was like West End quality, Broadway quality, the Golden Mickeys, the acts they had on from places like, they've been on shows like American Idol, I think one had actually won American Idol. They were just super as well. And there were musicians around the ship, in the atrium in particular, and then there were the deck shows, the Pirates show. There's so much going on. The entertainment's absolute 10 for me. Couldn't be bettered, hasn't been bettered. I don't know how I would ever better it. It was absolutely superb. The service on the ship was the best we've ever had at sea. It was up there with the best Princess cruises that we've had, who we absolutely love. And P&O at their very best pre-COVID as well, when we first started cruising 15 years ago, who for me were the gold standard back then. Things changed a little bit there now, I think. Hopefully they get back to where where they were, but Disney, absolutely superb. I couldn't knock it. Every night they just gave us such a wonderful welcome, as you've seen on the video. So again, service for me is a 10 out of 10. Disembarkation off the ship was also really, really smooth at the end. A little bit of time getting through American customs, as you would expect, but it was a couple of hours from getting off the ship and out and into a taxi, so you can't really complain too much about that when you're heading over to America from the UK in our case. That was really good. Kids Club's very good. I'd give them, it's really solid 8 out of 10. I'd give 10 out of 10 for the theming. That was unbelievable. I haven't seen anything like that before. So overall, for me, looking at those main areas, service, food and entertainment, is a Disney cruise worth the extra money? Yeah, if you can afford to pay that extra money, then definitely it is. Now, one caveat I would have is we went on this longer cruise over the Transatlantic 2 weeks, so it's a little bit more relaxed, people a bit more relaxed. I have heard when you're on the 3-4 night ones, yes, it's still magical, but it can be a little bit more pressured because obviously people are wanting to get to see the characters in the short amount of time that they have. So it's a little bit more pressure on the shorter cruises, but I don't think that would change too much, to be honest. But yeah, overall, my review, Disney. The only thing is the family are desperate to go on another Disney cruise, so I've got to start saving up a few pennies for that one. So thanks for joining us. Hope you enjoyed the video. I've still got a little bit more coverage to come from the Disney Dream Cruise, but which will put a bit more focus on certain areas, and then we are off on the Iona shortly down to the Canary Islands, so make sure you subscribe if you don't want to miss any of that. And we've got the Independence of the Seas as well coming up with Royal Caribbean. So lots of cruises, but lots of other travel adventures as well. So lots happening with the channel in the new year. So if you are an existing subscriber, thanks for watching, guys. Hope you happy new year. Hope you have a fantastic 2025. And to all of our new viewers, if you like what you see and you're interested in future content, then please take a moment to subscribe. And we've also got some cruise news coming out regularly over 2025 as well. So we'll try and keep you all abreast of that with lots of tips, reviews and news. But for now, happy new year from Maverick Gale, and I'll see you on the next one, guys.